Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Matrix. My name is Michelle Lane, and I thank you for joining me. And if you're new to this broadcast, welcome. Today, I was looking at my calendar, and I love the theme of today, but I love what's coming forward in the next few days even more. So let's dive in and talk about it so we can kind of get right into the meat of the conversation. So I love bringing new perspective into this matrix that we live. We live in this world of shoulds, need tos, and have tos. We live in this world of illusion a lot of times beyond what we don't know that we have available to us in thought, in conscious awareness, in perspective. And so these broadcasts are intended to just open up curiosity and perhaps inspire a new thought point. I know there's been so many mentors and people I've followed over the years where just opening the conversation allowed me to go, oh, yeah, that's interesting. And sometimes even make the shifts where I've been holding on to something. I could just let it go and move forward. And I love that because today has that energy. We've got this 9 energy day with a 3 of spades contract. And I do speak in terms of numerology, advanced Egyptian numerology, contracts of the day, none of which you have to know to enjoy this. But if you do enjoy numbers, you can get curious how you experience these numbers every single day, right? This is how it all begins. I see 1 1 11 11 on the clock, maybe 3 3 3, and you start getting curious, what do these numbers mean, right? Well, I took that journey and I went into numerology and then advanced numerology and then mastery, and it gets to be so delicious. And so you can't make that stuff up as like a tagline because it's always what we say. We never get done being surprised. So let's just talk about that in terms of what you might be feeling today. Today, you might be feeling really career focused. And the essence of the 9 is welcoming the end of a cycle, but not the end, you're done, you're out of here, but more of like a graduation into what's next. So I love the 9s in this dance, right? It's like you don't need what you have where you're going. Are you willing to let go of it to move forward into the unknown just a little bit more? And that 3 of spades is the creation, not the worry and the anxiety, but you might be feeling a little bit of either one, depending on your emotional mastery skills, your personal growth, your awareness in general. The 3s like to shake things up. And so you could feel repetitive in the mind worry. You could be anxious. You could be overthinking. You could be overwhelmed. You could be who knows what. So it's a beautiful day to just notice what you notice and know that you always have a choice to change your mind, literally. Change your thinking. We don't have to cast meaning onto the thoughts that we catch ourselves in. And when we catch ourselves thinking about maybe the stressors of the day or the emails that are next, we get to pull back. And for 5 minutes, even if we're not in practice of it, we can step back and be quiet and sit by the fire or go outside, depending on your weather, and just breathe for a minute and bring yourself back into your body. That beautiful breath, we breathe all the time, most of the time unconsciously, but when we can bring our intention to our breath and allow ourselves 3 big breaths and allow each of those breaths to become bigger and bigger, we connect within the body again. It's like this superpower that we can get present in the moment, and the shoulders release, and you just for the next minute, the mind doesn't have to do anything. And so what is it that you've been thinking about? These creative ideas have been emerging in your business. I'm really feeling the impact of the coaches, teachers, healers, entrepreneurs, those in the creative space, those who every day are moving themselves higher into a bigger picture of their purpose, a higher perspective, like a bird on a perch, of what's actually happening for them every single day in their business, and to keep keep top of mind that changes will occur. And so that 9 comes in and says, you can't fool the universe. How are you really feeling about your business right now? And I really like this conversation because one of my dear friends, where we were conversing yesterday on Voxer and really talking about aspects of our business that we are in habit of doing and aspects of the business that we want to maybe let go of and see where it goes next. And I feel like this is the energy that you'll be experiencing today. If you don't have a business, what have you been holding on to around the house? This is a great day for like physical clutter clearing, to make space for what's next, to love the space that you're in, to fall in love a little bit more with your life, to fall in love a bit more with your body, a bit more with your what you're creating in the world, the legacy that you're leaving, the larger impact that your choices are having overall. So kind of beyond the blinders, right? We all live oftentimes so quickly in this field of life, this game of life, with our blinders on, and we forget that there's all this other space beyond, to the right, to the left, front, back, up, above. And if we could stand on the roof and just look around, we might see everything that's happening right now with a different perspective. And that's what this energy is inviting you into. So there's a curiosity that's being welcomed into it. Welcome to the curiosity today. Don't just blow it off. Be excited. Like, okay, maybe things are feeling like they're coming to an end. Energetically, in relationships, are you feeling like there's a change? Can you become that expression of what you're wanting? Can you take the next step and be the fun, the excitement, the play? Can you be the love? Can you be the bliss? Can you be the harmony that you're expecting from others? And just for today, turn around and look at yourself and say, where can I create more of what I'm wanting? And so back to these creative ideas emerging. When we combine these, and you know that you can't fool the universe, what's wanting to fall away? And I found personally, I have a community group space on Facebook that I'm letting ride for the month. What happens if I don't show up in there the same way? What if I let those inspirations move me into what's next? And as I sat with that yesterday and talked with my friend, we were like, yeah, there's aspects of these things that are in habit. And what would happen if I filled that time with something else, in curiosity? And is my time being effective there? And so this opportunity just to take a higher, bigger view in being purposeful, and where my energy might be draining, where those little energy sucks are, versus wanting to create and then saying I don't have time for creation, and really taking a look at that story and flipping it, creating the time. Because a lot of times we're just in habit and stories of the mind. And if we're not fully head over heels, balls out in love with something, then that thing's wanting to move into something else. How can you create more excitement into what you're building? If you're building a course or with clients or a retreat or whatever those things are, not just because you said you were going to and you have to, what would you fall in love with in that expression? That's the energy that's here today, with the opportunity to move any doubt, any worry, any of those not enough feelings into creation. Let yourself play. Let yourself dream. Let yourself feel into it, and really let yourself love it. Like crazy in your head, in love with it, obsessed with the idea. And to be fair, like, we can have that in every aspect of our life. And be curious about the part of your mind that says that's not true, because it's an old belief system that's ready to be looked at. And it's rising up to be seen so you can transmute it into something else. Energy doesn't die. So if you don't have energy in this place and it's just hanging on like dead weight, allow it to let go and move it into something you are excited about. You have that ability. It is the power of choice. It is your innate power, not power over others, power within, to choose again and again, to pivot and move, to bob and weave, right? You get to create the life you have. You get to decide how you think about it. And I love that too, because with an ending, with a graduation, comes the next thing, a new beginning. And the energy going into Friday and Saturday, play in that space. We have a 1 energy with a 2 of spades, really partnering with your higher self, partnering with source, partnering with decision. Through that inspiration, when I let go of this, where does it take me next? And when my mind doesn't have to decide the how, where does the inspiration lead me? Into Saturday, where we've got now the decision is really being asked of you, and be okay with it being unexpected. Let it lead you into the unknown. You don't have to know the how in everything that you do. Energetically, you match yourself to the vision, to how you want to feel when you get the thing, when you experience the there that we're so perpetually seeking that doesn't exist. But we can call in the essence of ourselves in that feeling state and begin to watch for the synchronicities and the opportunities that align, because we started to create the shift in our energy. It's really about raising your frequency to match the dream. So we go into Sunday having this beautiful opportunity to create again. Now that we've shook it up a little bit, changed directions, maybe moved and pivoted, what wants to come back in habit of the mind to say, no, 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 come back over here. It's safer over here in the comfort zone. Can we allow ourselves to create now in the physical and watch the things unfold as the energy changes, the contract energy changes into the diamonds, which invites us into all things in our finances, in our body, in our physical environment space, whatever you were thinking about in creation, we get to start watching the synchronicities and the things falling through. And the king reminds us, set that foundation in leading your life in the physical. You don't like it, you get to change it. You don't have to know the how. Energetically, you get to decide that the change is right for you. And when you do that, it's like, well, the universe does meet you in that space, right? It meets you in your vibration continuously. But when you're willing to shift and take it a little bit higher, so does the universe meet you in that same energy ripple. And then you begin to see matter moving, things changing in your physical environment to where you get feedback. It's always feedback. Do I want more of this? Am I absolutely in love with it? What can I do to make myself love it even more? Move it into more love. And so you have this beautiful opportunity to play in this energy until we meet again on Monday and talk about the setting the foundation of knowing that we can have it all. You can have everything you desire, but you must first believe that you can. And we'll pick up on that conversation on Monday. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week and weekend. I am heading out to LA to meet up with colleagues and friends and go to a beautiful Conscious Expo. And I'm excited because I have no idea what that's like. And it's good to put yourself out of that comfort zone and experience just a few things. So I'm letting things fall away to welcome in some new things and go play in that essence. And I wish you the same. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And links above. I forget to mention, I invite you, if you're curious about your numbers, if you're curious about knowing more, click the link above. It'll lead you right to an opportunity for a free numerology reading. If you haven't yet had one with me, let's dive into your chart. Let's look at your personality influences. Let's answer the top of mind questions. What's my higher purpose? Why do things keep repeating in my life? We can take a look at that and so much more. And I'd love to dive into that conversation with you. So the link is in the comments above. I will see you on Monday and have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.